I went on a couple of dates, and I knew on the first date, wasn't gonna work.
Why did you keep going?
Because I was gonna.
When you're pursuing a woman and you are inquiring about her, and there is no reciprocating of inquiry, meaning she's not asking about the same things that you're asking about. Maybe she's just bored and she likes the attention.
So many of us are wasting time in these like situationships for the sake of attraction, or for the sake of, oh well, there's nothing inherently wrong.
There's a culture now where women will go out on dates just for the experience of fine dining, and you don't want to make a habit of that.
Like when you talk about forever, it's forever. And so you need to figure this out quickly so you can get into your forever and actually spend forever with your love. Sometimes it's this idea of, oh, I'm attracted to you, right? So that's keeping you, because it's like, ooh, is that something I can overlook because you just look so good?
There you go. So you're excusing things.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think you got to get to a place where you acknowledge that.
Big shout out to the official sponsor of the Love Does Cost a Thing podcast, Unashamed Apparel. Grab your gear today at shopunashamed.com and use the code LDCAT for 10% off your entire order.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Jordan.
And I'm Juanita.
And this is Love Does Cost a Thing.
It costs everything, baby.
Man, shout out to all the love bugs that have been rocking out with us for this entire year.
Yeah.
Round of finger claps for you guys. Isn't that how you do it in your classroom? Round of finger claps for you guys, man. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button below so you can stay in the loop with all things Love Does Cost a Thing.
Yeah.
Today, before we get into today's topic, we want to proudly announce that we've completed a full year, right, of consistent week by week episodes. So shout out to us. But this will be the last week until the new year for us.
Yeah.
Because of the arrival of J3. J3 is pending. Literally, J3 could just like pop out right now.
Yeah.
39 weeks. J3 ready.
Yeah.
Cooking just at the end of the cook. ready to rock. So this will be our last week. I anticipate that J3 will probably start knocking about this time next week for us. So yeah, you won't see any new episodes until the new year, but you've got 30 plus episodes. Okay. If you are new to us, go ahead and catch up. Okay. You're going to see the evolution of the camera change. We went from 1080p to 4K. Look a little better now. The mics, we were sharing the mic at the beginning. Okay. But now you got 30 plus episodes. Just spread them out. Okay. We ain't going to be gone for 30 weeks. We're going to be gone for a few weeks, and then we're going to come back with some fire. So you see today's topic. We're going to be talking about the question, how to know if you're in love for real. Yeah. Or if you're just attracted to him.
Yeah.
If it's just something as to where you're liking the idea of who you're dating. And we'll go into it in this episode, but how to really differentiate between the two. Because last week we talked about how to know if you're ready for love. So let's say, you know, somebody's on your radar. Yeah. So kick us off, Juanita. Tell me what your initial thoughts are when you hear the question. How do you know if you're actually in love, if this is something that I'm willing to take the risk on, or if this is just infatuation?
Yeah, that's good. I think this idea of, is our interaction surface level, or are we able to go deeper than that? And by that I mean, like, when we're interacting, is it very like basic? Is it very like minimal? Just like, hey, how are you? How was your day? Or does it go deeper, and does it go deeper naturally?
Sure.
Like, I'm not trying to force you to go deeper, but like through your conversation, you're able to talk about like, oh, this is my family. This is your family. This is what I want for my future. These are goals that I have in my life. This is where I see myself in 5 to 10 years. Like those types of conversations, because I think it's in those conversations where you start to see if your beliefs really align or not.
Sure.
And I think that's another way to to say like, is this like, you may be a good person, but like you want to travel the world and I want to be stationary. So like that probably wouldn't work, although like you're amazing. Like our ideas of our future are just too vast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's inherently that like, because I said, you know, when I was 5 years old, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, that it has to always be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there is a set purpose and a plan for your life, the one that God has like already created for you. And you just don't want anything or anyone to take you from that. And so if you're having these conversations and that person and what their plan and their purpose in life is doesn't align with yours, it's kind of like, you should probably just like stop right here.
Yeah, I had two thoughts. The initial one, especially for my guys, when you're pursuing a woman and you are inquiring about her and there is no reciprocating of inquiry, meaning she's not asking about the same things that you're asking about, or taking an interest in wanting to get to know the things about you as you are wanting to get to know the things about her. Mm-hmm. Not automatically a red flag, but it is an indicator that you may just be someone that's occupying her time. Maybe I have to say it maturely. Maybe she's just bored and she likes the attention.
Yeah. That's a hard one. Yeah.
It is. Unfortunately, we live in a day where, like, I'm not saying that this is all women. Please keep your shoes on your feet, keep your stones in your pocket. Okay? All women definitely don't do this, but, you know, there's a culture now where women will go out on dates just for the experience of fine dining, and you don't want to make a habit of that. If you are texting and she's just answering your questions and not firing anything back, she may not be really genuinely interested in you, bro.
So like if it's one-sided.
Yeah. If you're doing all the heavy lifting, she just may not be interested. She may just be infatuated. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. The second thing, kind of coinciding with what Juanita was ending, her initial response was, if you guys like each other, but you are finding yourself compromising on things that are inherently ungodly.
Right.
We are believers. We follow Jesus. And so we seek to exude godly character above all else. I talked about first Philippians. The first chapter of Philippians today. Excuse me. And Paul is admonishing the Philippian church, like in their daily like living, to prioritize mature character, like mature godly character. And so if you find yourself slipping, if you find yourself compromising on things that you would have never budged on before, that might be an indicator that you are actually infatuated and not genuinely, or let me backtrack. It may just be infatuation, because it may be that you are blinded by what you think is love. Because love is not going to lead you into what could be sin. Not to say that you missing a Bible study is inherently sinful. But if you miss 5 Bible studies, but you ain't never missed one in the past year and a half, it's something to consider. So what I'm trying to say is, if you guys are, or if you're finding yourself in compromising situations, maybe let's say you didn't drink and she drinks, or you don't drink and she doesn't drink and he does, and you find yourself starting to like take a little shot here and there, or, you know, going past your convictions. That's what I'm trying to say. Going past your convictions. If you find yourself compromising on your godly convictions, especially ones that are explicitly like black and white in the scriptures, that's something that you want to be careful of, because I don't think that's love. I don't think that's love. I think that it could be a means of doing this just to impress, to win them over. And that's not a good foundation to build your potential life partner, a life with your partner on. What you got?
No, I was just thinking that like sometimes it really is like clear cut. Like sometimes it's just Like, I just think of an experience that I had when I was dating. It was definitely before Jordan. But I was dating, and I went on a date with someone, and they were cool. But it just, like, there was just nothing there. Like, there was just no sparks, no, like, interest, nothing beyond just, like, you're a cool person, you know? And I think that, like, that's fine, right? But if I would have tried to continue to try to, like, make it work, it's like I'm wasting time, basically. And so I think sometimes it is that clear where you just, like, go on a date and you're like, this ain't it. And then I think in other times, in other situations that I've been in, I went on a couple of dates. And I knew on the first date, it wasn't going to work.
Why did you keep going?
Because I was going to try to see if it was going to work.
You was going to try to change him.
Exactly. Well, not change him, but see if he just needed, like, the relationship just needed more time. Not the relationship, but, like, our interactions just needed more time. Because sometimes you just can't get everything out of the first date.
Fair.
That's fair. It's like, and sometimes it's this idea of, oh, I'm attracted to you, right? So that's keeping you, because it's like, ooh, is that something I can overlook because you just look so good?
There you go. So you're excusing things.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think you got to get to a place where you acknowledge that you're doing that, and that's not healthy to do. Because ultimately, when you talk about being in love, you talk about spending the rest of your life with someone.
Better for worse.
And attraction can't be the only thing that you're holding on to.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, tomorrow they can get in an accident.
Beauty fades, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Or they could lose their job. Or
they don't got no more money no more. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or, like, they're just no longer who, like, you I don't know. Just things can change, basically.
Absolutely.
And you can't just, like, hang your hat there. It has to be more than that. And I think that's just basically what we're saying when we talk about, am I in love or am I just, like, interested by them? Maybe they are somebody different. Maybe you've never dated somebody like them before. Maybe they're super adventurous and you're thinking to yourself, oh, maybe I can be a little more adventurous. Like, you know, and I don't think there's anything wrong with trying something new or trying something different. But I think that Jordan said it best when he just says, like, just don't compromise. And I think if you're finding yourself in a place of compromising, and it doesn't have to necessarily be, like, sinfully, it could just be that, like, I just don't like this and this person does that, and am I willing to overlook that for the sake of, like, because I think that they're cute, or you know what I'm saying, or, like, they're nice. And I think sometimes two people get in that weird space of, like, well, nothing's wrong, so, like, why do I need to just cut it off, you know? And it's like, yeah, nothing's wrong, but also nothing's right. So
can I say this explicitly? And you may have just said it. My focus is not 1,000% right now because I was processing and listening at the same time. And I think you may have said something alluding to this, but I want to say it explicitly. If you are unwilling to or afraid to have the conversation about you compromising or their poor character or how they talk to their mom when they didn't think that you were paying attention to their conversation, and you're like, and you're sweeping it under the rug, and you're afraid to, and again, unwilling to. Did you say that already?
No, I think that's something a little bit different.
Something different. If you're willing to excuse it and are afraid to bring it up or unwilling to bring it up, you are not in love with them because you don't want the best for them. Both parties have to be willing to give and receive feedback when your character slips. Because ultimately we are together to glorify Christ. Our relationship is the image or the mirror of God's relationship with humans.
Yeah.
And so we are to exemplify what it is to love, for better, for worse, rich, for poor, sickness and health, unconditional, agape type of love.
Yeah.
And sometimes that type of love is, hey, you were a little mean. That's not love. It's not love if you let it slide. I'm not saying to nitpick or micromanage, but I am saying clear character flaws repeatedly, and you are afraid to ruffle feathers or afraid to bring it up.
Yeah.
That's not love. That's actually a false sense of security. Because eventually that unchecked character will begin to impact you, whether directly or indirectly. Directly in y'all's relationship, like how he or she talks to you, or how you guys will eventually manage your money, or take trips, or go on dates, and how things go down. It's a deep rabbit hole. I say that to say, when you notice those things, especially early on, you're trying to figure this out, if they're going to be your lifelong partner, if you're going to get married to them, if you are unwilling, I would really pause and consider what this really is, and unpack why I'm letting this type of stuff slide.
And before we kind of like bring this to an end, I was thinking about like a timeline, right? Like, when is it that I say, okay, this is like, I'm just attracted to you, or I just like the way you talk, or I just like this about you, but I'm not really like in love with you. I'm thinking like, and this is just being generous, 6 months. Like,
that is generous.
It is, but sometimes it's like, I would say no more than 6 months. Let me say that.
Definitely.
I would say between 3 to 6 months, you should know whether or not this is forever. I distinctly remember having a conversation with someone that I knew, and they were telling me about a new partner that they had. And I was like, okay, great. Like, do you see this person like being your forever? And they were like, I don't know. And I'm like,
what you doing?
How long it take? Like, and so I would say 3 to 6 months. Okay, more than 3 rather than 6.
How long was that person talking to the other person?
They're probably within that 3 to 6 window.
Oh, if it's I don't know, then it's no.
Right, exactly.
After 3 months, if it's I don't know, it's no.
Exactly, because when you think about 3 months, what I mean by 3 months is that you guys are in like a one-on-one relationship. You're pursuing each other consistently for 3 months.
Right.
Like, so I'm getting to know you, you're getting to know me, you know, we're learning more about each other. And those 3 months, by the end of that last week of the third month, if you like, it's a no.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important to acknowledge, because so many of us are wasting time in these like situationships for the sake of attraction, or for the sake of, oh, well, there's nothing inherently wrong. And I think that was the case in that particular situation. Like, that person just didn't want to admit that there was nothing inherently wrong, but that like it still wasn't right, if that makes sense. And so I think it's important to just say, like, when you're going into something, okay, by month 3, if it ain't rocking, we ain't rolling. Like, it's just not, it's not worth it, because we don't have no time to waste. Like, when you talk about forever, it's forever. And so you need to figure this out quickly, so you can get into your forever and actually spend forever with your love.
Yeah. 2 more things came up, and this might be a repeating of what we said, so I'll be quick. This is specifically for my sisters on here. When you're dealing with a guy and he's a mystery, if he's mysterious, right? When you ask him clearly, definitive questions, yes or no, black and white, and it's mysterious, it's not a straight answer, and you still are entertaining and going along, that might just be attraction, because you deserve a definitive answer. You deserve clarity. Okay. Now there are cases where he may not have vision for what you asked, but he'll go get one. I'm trying to tell you what to look for. So look for a man who is not mysterious, who is definitive in his vision, specifically what he wants for his wife. And if he is mysterious in his answer and he doesn't get one, but you're still like, oh, he's the best man in the world, I just love him, I want you to realign your expectations, because you deserve more than that. The last thing that I thought about, I think we did talk about this earlier. you kind of said it about the good looks, but I also want to make mention to like material things. Especially if the man or the woman is wealthy and they are generous, and things of that nature. If they didn't have that, would you still be with them? What's that 50 Cent joint? 21 questions. If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me? Now, I don't know about the quarter century. I don't know about that one. He said if you got locked up and sentenced to a quarter century, I don't know. If y'all not already married, I don't know. We got to take this to the Lord and pray. I don't know. That's a long time. But you get it. 50 Cent definitely said it best. If you are unwilling to stay with that, like ask yourself, if they didn't have the Maserati, if they couldn't take you to Steak 48 or not Yard House, what's that joint in San Antonio? I talked about it before when we talked about like our date, Chart House. If they couldn't do all those things, if they couldn't wine and dine you, would you still be there and want to be there and still keep the fire kindled? Like how it was when you first felt that dopamine rush, those butterflies.
That's good.
Be real with yourself. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us.
Man.
This is bittersweet because we are celebrating the fact that we have lasted this long and been this consistent and have pursued this. But also knowing that we're going to take a little break. But it's a good break because...
It's a good break. This is like season 1.
Yeah, we got to take care of home. And we can only, take care of you guys if we're taking care of us.
For sure. Yeah.
So it's good to be able to have some family time. But listen, if you were rocking with us, if you watched this episode, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yes, let's come back in January, February with 3,000 subscribers.
Yeah, okay.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah. So while we're gone, you have lots of episodes to catch up on.
3,000 subscribers. That ain't too much to ask.
Yeah, so we have lots of episodes for you to binge watch, to just watch for fun, to watch if you and your spouse are thinking about getting serious. Have it as a date night. You know what I'm saying? Watch us and just kind of talk about it amongst yourselves. Also, don't forget to leave some questions that you have for us or other ideas and topics. We want to come into the new year starting fresh, rocking and rolling. And so we could use your help with knowing what you need from us so that we can make sure we're serving you.
Man, year one again, I guess you could say, because if you go back to the very first episode, you understand what I mean. So year 1 again is done. Yeah. Looking forward to next year. And we've got a little surprise for y'all. I think we'll announce it in February, March. So you got to stick around because there's going to be some great stuff coming in 2026. Yes. My name is Jordan.
And I'm Juanita.
And this is Love Does Cost a Thing. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Take care.